basic web controls such as text box, button, label, drop-down list, radio button list, checkbox list, image, hyperlink, all the web server controls we have seen. And one control was remaining, that is list box. So this is the example of list box. So you can see that a list box is it behaves like a normal drop-down list or checkbox list, but its layout is different. All the items which have been added in the list are visible in the box. So that is why the name of the control is list box. And once the item is added, you can also click on the item and select that item. And later on, if you want to write some code for the selected item, you can do that in the event. Okay. So this is the simple example of list box. So here I have one button and one text box. So whatever I write in the text box, when I click add, that item which I have written in the text box, the text which I have written in the text box, it gets added to the list box. And later on, I also have an option to delete the item from the list box. So to delete the item from list box, what I will do, I will select the item which I want to delete. Then it will be highlighted in blue color, and then I have to press delete. So the item should be deleted. So basically, I need to write my code at two different places. One in the event handler of the add button, and another one is in the event handler of the delete button. Okay. So let's see the code. So this is the code. Very simple code. There is only one line of code. One line to add the item in the list box, and another item is to remove the item from the list box. So to add an item into list box, you have to write listbox1.items.add. Okay, listbox1.items.add, and then you have to write the name of the item that you want to add. Okay. Now here inside this, inside the brackets in the add method, you can either write a normal text, or you can also create a list item object. Okay. So you can also create a list item object, and that can also be added in the list box. It behaves similarly like any other list control, right? It is similar to any other list control that you have already seen. And if you want to remove one item from the list box, then you have to write listbox.items.remove, and then the name of the item that you want to remove. Now here I want to remove an item, whichever item I have selected. Okay. So whichever item I have selected, that how can I get the selection? I can get the selection using listbox.selected item. So it will get the selected item. And now whatever item I have selected, that I want to delete. Okay. So in this way I can delete the item from listbox. This is the example. Similar example is there. The only difference is that the drop-down list is the items in the drop-down list are added on runtime. Okay. So you can try this example yourself when you are practicing. You can try this example, and so it combines everything: drop-down list, list box, button, and then finally calculating the amount which user has to pay. Okay. So how this program is working? So I will select the type of food item that I want to order. So based on the type of the order, based on the type of the item that I select from the first radio button list, the corresponding list box will be filled with the items of that particular category. Okay. So as soon as I change the selection, if I click the South Indian, then the corresponding items from South Indian category will be loaded into the list box. And when they are loaded, the previous item should be cleared. Okay, so that is one task. Then you can select one or more items from this list box. Okay, so by default, remember that from the list box you will be able to select only one item. Okay, for allowing multiple selections, you have to set one property. You have to set one property, that is listbox.selection mode. So set that selection mode property appropriately so that you are able to select multiple items if you require that in your application. Okay. So when you press Control key, you will be able to select multiple items. Then once the multiple items are selected, you have to press Add button. Okay, you have to press Add button. So what will happen when you press Add button? The item will be removed from here and it will be added into this list box. The items will be removed from the first list box and they will be added into the second list box. Okay, so that is another task. And after doing that, when you press the finish order button, it will get all the items from the second list box. You will get all the items from second list box and calculate its total cost, and then it will print the final amount that you have to pay. Okay, so this is very simple application, and you can add more details to it, like you can add the quantity of the item that you want to order, that you can add. Right now we don't have any option to select the quantity, so that thing you can add, and any other more features that you can think you can add in this particular application. Again, it is a single page application, so whatever you are doing, that is done on the same page. Okay, you are not redirecting from one page to other page. So this is about the sample application. You can try this yourself. Code is given in the slides, but I will not discuss it right now, and also remove it when I share the slides. So I expect that you will implement this yourself for your better understanding and practice. So now we look at the validation part, that is ASP.NET server-side validation. So in normal ASP.NET, for doing the server-side validation, the framework has provided many controls. So for doing the server-side validation, you have validation controls, which we are going to examine, and we will see that how to use them in order to do the server-side validation. Before that, a little introduction about validation, which you are already aware. So whenever we are working with any application where user input is required, we have to always be careful and make sure that the input that user is entering, it is validated before it is submitted for the processing. So mostly it is observed that user tends to make a mistake in filling the data, and that is why user validation is very important. So what is a validation server control in ASP.NET? So it is used to validate the data of an input control. If the data does not pass the validation, it will display an error message to the user. Okay. So just like any other control, you have already learned all the controls like button, text box. Similarly, validation is also a control. validation is also a control which is used to validate the user input based on the configuration that is done in the particular control. Okay. Now, as you might be already aware, the validations are done in two different ways. One way is to validate the input from the client side, and another way is to validate on the server side. So the meaning of client side validation is that as soon as you write some text, as soon as you write some input in the input fields, immediately the validation will be activated, and your validation will be done in your browser only through the client side scripting such as JavaScript. And the meaning of server side validation is that client doesn't do anything. Whatever data the user has given, it will be sent to the server, and then server will do the validation, and it will give the validation errors back to the client if any errors are found. Okay. So obviously at the first glance, it seems like the client side validation is always better because you are saving some time and you are saving the unnecessary processing on the server side. That is right. But still, as you can see in the slides, it is always advisable to do the validations in server side also. So why it is compulsory or why it is advised? It is because client side validations may not be supported by some browsers, and so if you put only one client side validation, then it may not be supported by the browser. So corresponding server side validation must be done when the data that you are submitting is processing for the server. So as I discussed, because client side validation is based on client platform and browser type, and the user may be able to disable the client side validation also. That is why the server side validation is compulsory, and always it should be there as a backup even though you have done the client side validation. Okay. So always remember that doing the only client side validation will not make sure that always the validation will happen, because it is a client side script. Client may be able to block that script, and your validation may not be executed. Okay. So these are the available validation controls in ASP.NET. And yeah, of course, in ASP.NET also you can add the client side validation script. So it's not like this platform is always forcing you to do the server side validation. You can also do the client side validation if you wish. So there are different validators that are available. Most commonly used validators are converted into the validation controls. So you can do the commonly used validation task easily. So one is compare validator, that is to compare two values. Compare the value of one control with the other control, and if the values are not matching, it will throw an validation error. Range validator, if you want to validate the range, like the semester value should be between 1 to 8, or the age value should be between 18 to 45, like that. Then you have regular expression validator. If you want to validate your input against some regular expression, like email ID, phone number, PIN code, Aadhaar number, all these validations are done using a regular expression validator. Then required field validator, a most commonly used validator, which it will just enforce that at least some value is there in the input control. At least some value is there in the input control. It will ensure that. Okay. And then you have custom validator. So if you are not able to do the validation task using the inbuilt validators, then you can use a custom validator, which will make sure that, so it will ask you to write your custom logic to perform the validation. So that is custom validator. So how the process works? So when we use the automatic validation, that is the ASP.NET Validator controls, the user receives a normal page, right? User receives a normal page and begins to fill the input controls. It begins to fill in the input controls. When it is finished, the user clicks a button to submit the page. Now every button in ASP.NET has an inbuilt pause validation property. Has a pause validation property which can be set to true or false. Obviously, by default, it should be set to true. So if pause validation is false, then ASP.NET will simply ignore the validation, will not do anything. Whatever controls you have used, it will not do anything if pause validation property is false. But if pause validation property is true, then ASP.NET will automatically validate the page when the user clicks the button. It does this by performing the validation process for each control on the page. So it will check each and every control and see if any validator is associated with that control or not. And if yes, then it will validate it. And if there is any validator which fails to validate, it means the validation is not successful, then ASP.NET will return the page with some error information. Okay. So this is the job of pause validation property, which is used by the button. Okay, it will be used by the button. Now, one more interesting thing is, in the browser, ASP.NET will automatically add the code for client-side validation as well. Okay. So, what is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is that even though the validation controls are on server side, but ASP.NET will also add the corresponding logic for client-side validation. So basically, the validation that you are doing will happen first on the client side, and then if it is successful, then the data will be sent to the server, and validation will also happen on the server side. Right? So this is the more benefit to you, because first thing is you don't have to write the code yourself for the client side validation, and it is the two-step validation. One is client side and another is the server side. Now, how to enable the client side validation, that we will see when we look at the practical example. But first, let's see the let's see the base validator class. Now, what is the base validator class? It is the base class for all validation controls. The base validator class is the base class for all validation controls. Okay. So it defines the basic functionality of validation controls. It defines the basic functionality of the validation controls. So these are some of the commonly used validation control properties. The first property is control to validate. The first property is control to validate. It specifies that which control you want to validate, right? Let's say there are 5 text boxes, but you want to validate only one text box. So you have to give control to validate property. You have to give control to validate property that indicates the input control to be validated, and then it will be assigned a particular validator. The second property is enable client script. The second property is enable client script. What is enable client script? It is a Boolean property that specifies whether the client-side validation is enabled or not. So as I discussed in the previous slide, that ASP.NET also adds the code for the client-side validation. So if you keep this property on, then the corresponding client-side validation will also happen along with the default server-side validation. Okay, so default server-side validation is obviously there, but client-side validation will also happen, for which you do not require to write any code. It will be handled by default. Then there are some other properties like enabled, whether it is enabled or not, error message, and text. So right now ignore about this error message. Always whatever error you want to display, they will be displayed in the text. Okay, it will be displayed in the text property. Suppose you write that name is compulsory or age is not between the range. So these all messages that you want to show to the user, that you have to write in the text property. Okay. Then there is an isValid property. The isValid property, you want to check whether the validation has happened successfully or not. So it is isValid property. Set focus on error and validation group. So we'll see about validation group later on. Text and error message we'll also see later on. We'll now go to Visual Studio and practically I will show you how to add validation controls. So let's add one web form. Okay. Let's add a registration form. Web form. Let's give the name register. Okay. Let's add the table. So 5 rows and 3 columns. So here let's say name, and I want a text box. Okay. And here I will write few more controls. And this is a submit button. Okay. Fine. So now I want to do validation of this control, right? I want to enforce that user must write some name in the text box. It should not be blank. So which control I have to use? I have to use required field validator. I have to use required field validator. So if you open the toolbox and see the validation section, yeah, this is a validation section. So you can see all the validators that are given over here. From that, I will put the required field validator in this third column. Okay. So this is my required field validator. Now I will set the text property. I will set the text property. So let's have text property. So name is required. Okay. And yeah, let us remove the error message property. So my text property is set. It says that name is required. Okay. Now this validator, I want to apply on which control? I want to apply on this control, that is text box 1. Okay. The name of the control on which I want to apply my validator, its name is text box 1. Okay. So what I will do, I have to select control to validate property. I have to select control to validate property. So if I go here, I have control to validate. And if you drag, if you expand the drop down list, it shows the list of controls available on the page, right? So I already have text box 1, so I will select text box 1. It means that now this validator is bound to this control. That's it. Okay. Let's change the color of this text to red. So for color, I am setting to red color, right? Okay. So if I don't write anything and press submit, okay. So there is one line that I have to write in the page load, which I have missed. Validation settings dot unobtrusive validation mode equal to. Okay, should work now. Okay, if I don't write anything, press submit, gives me error, right? Gives me error. So this is server side validation. Now if I start filling something, and if I come out, see the error is gone, right? See, I have not submitted the button, but still the error is gone. Why? Because it is also doing the client side validation. It is also doing the client side validation. Again, right? So see, the client side validation is also happening by default. It is happening because of this property, that is enable client script. This is the property enable client script. Okay, I hope you are able to see. So enable client script is true. Okay. There is a question. What? Please explain property section of text box. But for text box, I don't have set any property. For this example, I have not touched anything from the text box property. Whatever I have configured, I have only configured in validation controls. Okay. As far as text box is concerned, I only have one text property, and that also I haven't touched in this application. So all these things are already given in the slides, but just for your understanding purpose, I am doing it over here. So let's disable the enable client side script. Okay, enable. Yeah, on enable client script. Let's make it false. Okay. Enable client script is false. So obviously validation will happen on server side. But now it is not happening on client side. See, it is not happening on client side. Nothing happens on client side. When you submit, then and then validation will happen. Okay. So by default, you should not touch this property, enable client side scripting, because it is a good thing, because you can do the client side validation without writing any code. It will automatically add the corresponding scripts and do the client side validation. And if by chance client side validation fails, then server side validation is already there, right? So there is no issue, there is no risk of no validation happening in this scenario. Okay. If you see the source, you'll understand the properties better, right? So it is a control. See, this is a validator control, required field validator. Its ID is this, run at server. Control to validate is text box 1. Code color is red. This is the text property, right? So you can also write code like this if you prefer. If you do not prefer GUI, you can also write like this. Okay. This is a required validator that we have already seen. Next is the range validator. So now we will complete the slides and then come back to the example. So a range validator, as the name suggests, it will verify that the input value falls within the predefined range. So it has 3 properties: minimum value, maximum value, and type. So the type defines the type of data that you are targeting. Okay. So it can have integer, double, string, currency, all the types. Right. So if you want to add the date, then you can add the date. Like if you want that the input value should be within the range of 1st June 2020 to 31st July 2021. So that can be done using this range validator. Okay. But the corresponding type of the data that you are writing, it also should be date. Okay. So this is the example of the date validation. Okay. So this is a range validator. It works on one text box and type is date, and it says that the minimum value should be 8th May and the maximum value, 5th May and the 5th August, and the maximum value should be 20th August. Okay. You have to understand these all things. You have to search and determine which format it is accepting and all that you can search. But the concept is important, that you can give minimum and maximum value. The next is the compare validator. So the compare validator will, as per the name suggests, it will compare the value with either fixed value or it will compare the value with the another control, right? So the most common example of compare validator is when you are comparing the password. Okay. Generally, you ask user to write the password 2 times. One is the normal input and then confirm password. So the confirm password and the actual original password, they must match. If they do not match, then there is an error. So that can be done using this compare validator. So in the compare validator, there are 2 options. The first option is value to compare. The first option is value to compare, and another option is control to compare. Okay. So in value to compare, you compare with a specific value, and in control to compare, you compare the value of the control with another control, right? So we'll see this example, but just for your understanding, this is the code for the compare validator, where it is calculating the age and it is comparing that the age must be greater than 18. Now how it is comparing? So you can see there is a type property. So obviously when I am comparing, I have to give what type I am targeting. So the type is integer and operator is greater than or equal. Operator is greater than or equal. So here instead of greater than equal, you can write less than equal, only equal, etc. All these options are also available through GUI. We will see that in the example. Right. And this is the another example where I am comparing 2 passwords. So one text box is for password, another text box is password 2. And on password 2 text box, I'm applying control to validate property, that is password 2, and control to compare is password. So it will compare the value of password 2 and password. And if they are not matching, then it will give that password is not matching. Okay. Here, instead of displaying a text, it has displayed the error icon. Okay, that also you can do. This kind of examples. So you can instead of putting a text, you can also put the icon as an error. Remember the applications: compare validator and range validator. So difference is that range validator will validate for a specific range, and compare validator will only compare with a specific value. Okay. The next is regular expression validator. So in regular expression validator, it will allow you to validate the text by matching it against a pattern defined in a regular expression. So you simply need to set the regular expression in the validation expression property. So these are some of the guidelines to create a regular expression. But don't worry, we are not going into detail because it is not the idea right now to learn how to write the regular expression. You will be able to get the regular expressions for a specific task on internet. If you search, you will get the regular expression, and when you get the regular expression, you have to just put it in the validation expression property. You have to place it in the validation expression property. So some of the examples are phone number, email address, PIN code, then password length or the type of password. Most commonly used application of regular expression is the password. So nowadays you have many constraints on password, that it must be 8 characters and it must have one number, it must have one special symbol. So all these constraints are there, and you can construct a regular expression for this. Okay. Next is the custom validator. So in the custom validator, what happens if your code is not, if the task that you want to do is not satisfied by any of the given validators, then you have to use the custom validator. Okay. Then you have to use the custom validator. So we will see that later on. Let us see the examples of a few more validators practically, and then we'll come back to validation summary. Let's add age. So for age, now I want to validate that age must be greater than 18. So what I will write, which validator I will use? Age must be greater than 18. So I will use compare validator, right? So I put compare validator over here. Now first I am changing the text property. Age must be at least 18. Okay. Now control to validate. So this validator must be applied to this control, text box 2. Right. So I'll write control to validate property to text box 2. Okay. Another property to compare is type, right? So type, I will use integer type, okay, because the value is integer. So I'll write integer type, and the another thing is value to compare, right? There is no print validator, compare validator. Why there is no operator property? Let me try here. Okay, operator equal to, okay, I may not be able to see that. So here operator equal to, so this here also you can write. So what I want, value should be greater than or equal to 80. So operator is greater than equal to, and value to compare is equal to 18, right? Value to compare is equal to 18. So this is my compare validator, right? And let's add the range validator. So semester, one more text box. I'll add range validator. So first, text property must be between 1 to 8. Okay. Then second is the type property. So type is integer again, and the minimum value is 1 and maximum value is 8. Okay. So this is done, semester. Now let's add the regular expression validator, last validator. So let me add what I will add, email address, right? Email address. The email address, write a regular expression validator. Okay, forgot to add the text box and regular expression validator. So regular expression validator, first let's change the text. Email must be valid, right? Email must be valid. Now the regular expression, right? So you have a property. What is the name of the property where you are setting the expression? That is validation expression. So there is a property validation expression. So if I click this browse button, so internet email address, this expression is already given. By chance, if your expression is not listed, then you can find out from internet and paste it over here, or make an expression yourself if you are knowing how to construct it. Then click OK. So it is set, and control to validate is what? Text box 4. Text box 4. Okay. So I set the control to validate property for this. I think I forgot, right? So it is text box 3. Okay, so let's run this application. So name we have already seen. Let's add age, which is less than 18. I'm getting an error. Age must be at least 18, right? This is working fine. If I write 21, it goes away. Semester, if I write 9, it says it must be between 1 to 8. If I write 7, that is fine, right? Email address, so let's write any random string. It says email must be valid. So if I write a valid email address, then it is okay, right? So very simple, standard validators. You need to just configure few properties. Okay, now there is one more control, that is, we'll not see custom validator right now. We'll see next time. There is a validation summary control. So what happens sometimes when the web form is very large, the web form is very big, so you would like to see all the errors in a single summary. You will write all the validation errors in one summary, and this is called validation summary control, right? Okay, so you can see that now two things are displayed. Okay, now the two things are displayed. One is whatever errors are coming, whichever controls are giving errors, just besides that control you are getting a error, that is this asterisk sign, and the actual error is displayed in the bottom in the summary control. I'm talking about this, right? So this, whatever you write in error message property, whatever you write in error message property of the validator, it will be visible here in the summary control. See, every validator control has two properties. One is text property and second is error message property. So whatever you write in the text property, it will be visible over here. Whatever you write in the text property, it will be visible over here. And whatever you write in the error message property, that will be visible in the validation summary error, right? Validation summary control, right? So now let's modify our application like this. So now let's copy this text property to error message property. Okay, and in text property we'll simply write the asterisk sign. Okay, this text property I have shifted to error message. Okay, fine. Okay, and now here I will drag and drop the validation summary control. Here I will drag and drop the validation summary control, right? Validation summary control. So let's run this page. So you can see if I press submit. Okay, so this is the text property, right? And this is the validation summary error. So all the errors will be visible over here. Okay, why this is happening? Because client-side validation is true. Okay, so if you make client-side validations false for all, then the error will be shown when you submit the button. Okay, here because this client-side validation is true, so the web form is not getting submitted. And this validation summary, this control will not work if the web form is not submitted. It doesn't work on client side. Remember that it doesn't work on the client side. So I think there was a similar question, how to set if all validation is done, then only submit is done. See, it is like that only. If you set the client side validation to true, then you will not be able to submit if you have made any mistake in the form. Okay, so here only I am not able to submit the form because the error is given on the client side. Okay, so always turn on the client side validation. I mean, don't do anything, it is already turned on, but you are not supposed to turn it off. Okay, fine. So we'll stop over here, and for the exams, first sessional exams, yes, very relevant question. So for the first sessional exams, no programs will be asked. MCQ kind of questions will be there. In fact, you will get the details about the mode of exams for all the subjects by today evening. But for my .NET subject, the questions will be in MCQ form. So there will be some code, but you will not be required to write the code. You will have to observe, you have to debug, you have to answer from the multiple choice. So there will be no question on writing the application, but you need to remember the corresponding properties, methods, arguments, how to write the properties, which are the important properties. All these things you need to remember, then you will be able to attempt properly. Okay, so I think that answers the question of Chandresh. Any further doubts? So in my portion, there is a introduction slides, .NET framework, what is .NET framework, and components of the CLR, characteristics of the CLR, .NET framework architecture, CLR architecture, etc. Then there is an entire discussion on assembly, single file assembly, multi-file assembly, global assembly cache, all the things. Then discussion on web forms, web controls, and the page lifecycle, global.ASX, and finally, whatever we have completed in the validation controls, that will also be there in the syllabus. So I will cross-check and make sure that all the slides are uploaded on Classroom. And if there is any doubts, you can write to me before your exams. Okay, fine, thank you.